Hello, my dear students. Let's learn, let's review, let's discuss English tenses. In today's lesson, I would like to make a short summary related to tenses, most commonly used tenses in English language. So let's start. And of course, let's start with past simple. And I will start with present continuous too, because I want to compare them right away. Present simple tense we use to talk about permanent truths. She lives in Germany. To talk about scientific facts, water boils at 100 degrees. To talk about routines and frequency, he gets up at 5 a.m. And to talk about fixed future events and or timetables, my train leaves at 8 p.m. I think this is very clear. Present simple is used for some routines, habits, frequency, something that we do every day, every month, every week, every year. Present continuous tense is used to talk about an event that is happening at or around the time of speaking. They are watching a movie right now, or to talk about future arrangements. Pay attention, plan future arrangements. We know date and time. I'm meeting with her tomorrow at 3 p.m. I think present simple and present continuous tense, the difference between them is obvious, but I would like to add one more example when we can use them in the same sentence. For instance, I usually drink tea, but today I'm drinking coffee. Let's move on. Let's see what's next. Past simple and past continuous tense. Past simple, my dear students, of course, we used to talk about the past event which took place at a definite point in time. This is very important, definite point in time. So we emphasize when action was performed, and we usually use some adverbs such as last night, last week, yesterday ago, a few nights ago, and so on. We went to the cinema last night, and we use past simple when we want to narrate events that happened in sequence. He came home, opened the door, and saw a cat on the table. When we use past simple to describe actions in sequence, one person performed action. So in this case, he came home, opened the door, and saw a cat on the table. Past continuous tense, we use to talk about an event that lasted for a while. It's similar, in this case, past continuous similar to past simple. It's purpose, but we want to emphasize that event lasted for a while. He was watching movies all night. To talk about an event which was in progress when another event happened. When I was walking in the park, I heard a bird. To talk about an interrupted event in the past, she came while I was having dinner, and to talk about two longer events or activities happening at the same time. While we were reading something, our children were playing video games. So my dear students, you can see that when past simple and past continuous are used in the same sentence, past simple actually usually expresses some action that is like more important. It's a main action, and past continuous is like background story action that gives more information on the main action. So, for instance, there is one more example. While I was skiing, I broke my leg, God forbid, but it's example. So while I was skiing, it's just like additional information on the main event, the fact that I broke my leg. Okay, let's see what's next. Present perfect simple and past perfect simple. We will see they are very, I think, simple to use, and present perfect simple, at least in my opinion, when we get used to idea of different pasts in English language. So let's see. Present perfect simple is used to talk about an event happened at an indefinite time in the past. So this is very important because with present perfect simple, we don't emphasize time when action was performed. I have bought a car. We don't know when. Perhaps I don't want to say, but present perfect simple we use when we want to express some event that happened at indefinite time in the past. And when I want to be more precise, when I want to say time when something happened, then I use past simple, and I would say I bought my car a few days ago, for instance. We use present perfect simple to talk about an event that started in the past and continues in the present. He has worked at the same company for 20 years. Talk about an event which has recently happened. I have just arrived from the airport, and to talk about something that happened in the past, and the result of that action event is still visible in the present. I have cut my finger, still bleeding. It's clear. At least I think so. Present perfect simple is used when we want to say that some past action, some past activity still has some kind of result or some impact on the present moment. Past and present are connected in English language by present perfect tense. Past perfect tense we use to talk about an event that happened before another one happened. When I arrived home, they had already left. Some students find past perfect and this usage of past simple with actions in sequence confusing. But my dear students, there is nothing special about these. This is not ambiguous at all. When we use past simple and actions in sequence, one person performs different actions, and when we use past perfect, there are two or more people performing different actions. I hope this was clear. Let's move on. Present perfect and past perfect continuous, getting better and better. Present perfect continuous we use to talk about an event which started in the past and still going on, and probably will continue in the future. He has been working at the same company for the last 20 years. So you will say now, dear teacher, for God's sake, what's the difference between present perfect continuous and present perfect? So I was told at the university that actually it's a very subtle difference. Present perfect continuous we use when we want to say that something will probably continue in the future. So this person will probably continue working for the same company next 5-10 years. Doesn't matter. We use present perfect continuous to talk about a past activity that has recently finished and its result is still visible. Same like present perfect simple, but with some verbs such as fry, it's better, more convenient to use, and more grammatically correct to use continuous form, because we cannot fry something like this just like that. We need time to fry something, so this fry needs continuous form, and result is still visible because everything smells bad, obviously. Past perfect continuous, again similar to past perfect simple. We used to talk about continuous or repeated event that happened before another one happened. So when we want to emphasize that some event happened before another one, but it was continuous and repeated, lasted a while, we need past perfect continuous. He failed all exams because he had been playing video games every single day and night. Or this is obvious. This guy failed his exams because he had been playing video games too much. Shame on him. Let's move on. Let's see what's next. Future simple, shall, will, future continuous, and future perfect. Only simple thing in this slide is future simple and nothing else. Before I continue, I have to go off topic. Shall and will can be confusing, and sometimes students get confused. I shall, I will, we shall, we will. My dear students, shall is traditionally used with I and we, and will is getting more and more popular these days and more common. So don't be surprised. I will, we will, it's more like modern, and I shall or we shall, it's like more traditional. Depends what's your personal preference when it comes to expressing yourself in English language. Future simple. We used to express future prediction. It will rain tomorrow. We don't have any evidence, but it's some kind of feeling or some intuition. To promise something. I shall text you as soon as I come back home. We'll see about this. And to make a decision, I shall call him tomorrow. So future simple is used for making decisions, instant decisions. You know, you're not planning, you're not thinking carefully of these decisions. You make them just like that. For instance, also when you make decision, when you actually threat someone, you say, I'll kill you. You will use future simple. When you want to be nice and kind, you will say something like make decision to be kind and nice, or offer someone help, you will say, I'll do it for you. Future continuous, very ambiguous, and future perfect tense, very ambiguous, very difficult. We don't use them very often, but still we use them, especially advanced level speakers of English language. So it's very useful, very good to know them. Let's start with future continuous. I hope I will explain this to you, I hope successfully. To talk, we use future continuous to talk about an event which will be in progress. This event will be in progress at the particular time in the future. This event will be in progress at a particular specific time in the future. When we arrive there, they will be getting ready for the show. So this action happens, and this future action happens at specific time. Or for instance, we can say when you come back from school, I will be preparing a delicious lunch for you. So this lunch preparation, this future action will happen when some child comes back home from school at that specific moment. Future perfect. We used to talk about an event, in my opinion, even more abstract concept than future continuous. To talk about an event that will be over or completed at a specific time in the future. Let's see example. I hope this will make this future perfect easier. The film will have started by the time we arrive there. So it means we arrive, but movie actually will have started. I mean, movie, it sounds weird, but when we arrive, a movie or film actually will has started. So movie, then we arrive at the cinema. One important thing, when you use future continuous and future perfect tense after will, of course we use will, you use infinitive form, and you will say what kind of infinitive is this. This is a special kind of infinitive, and I don't want to talk about this, don't want to discuss it, this, at least not on this occasion, maybe in the future. So be getting, have started, are still some kind of infinitives, but you can simplify this a little bit, and you can remember that future continuous you use be, always be, and VING form, and have, and past participle, because between this will and gerund form, let's say gerund, and this will and past participle, you have to have some kind of filter. Let's make it let's make it easier to understand. And let's see the last but not least, pardon, to be going to future tense. To be going to, we used to talk about plans. I'm going to meet my old friend after work. This tense, like when we used to be going to, we are less specific, we're less precise. I mean, when we use present continuous, it's very planned, it's very carefully planned arrangement. But with to be going to, it's planned, but let's say less specific. We used to be going to make predictions about the future based on the, now we have evidence. Based on present evidence, look, there are clouds in the sky, it's going to rain. And to talk about event that is certain in the future, I'm going to be 40 next month, or I'm going to get married. Actually, this one is not good because things can go wrong, so forget about this one. Usually it's better to use to be going to for certain events, but like some physical condition, like age. I'm going to be 40 next month, or I'm going to be 20 or something like that. Forget about getting married. Okay, my dear students, that's all for this presentation. I know that future continuous and future perfect are they're could be very ambiguous, and still, even though I gave you some kind of explanation, so I promise I'll do one more presentation related to these two future tenses and other future structures used in English language, because there you won't believe, but there are more of them. So future continuous, future perfect, and other future structures in English language, I promise in the future. Let me know what are the most difficult tenses, in your opinion, to use in English language, differences between usage of tenses in your mother tongue and English language. I'm looking forward to hearing that. Thank you very much and see you again. Bye bye.